Oh, hey guys, today we're going to take a question on reloading. Let me read it out for you. Hi Ben, looking to refine my reload game. I'm running a Tanfolio with no magwell, so there's no room for error. My question is, what is the most efficient process to make consistently fast reloads? Is it drawing the gun closer as the mag is falling? Is indexing your dominant elbow to your ribs for spacing? Or am I overanalyzing this? Thanks for the content. Well, all right, I'll give you some tips because I guess I have some heterodox views on how to do this. But the process itself, I mean, you guys know it's not that complicated. For a USPSA or like some other competition shooting setting, it's going to be, you're shooting some stuff, punch the mag release, mag comes out, mag in, back up on target, back to shooting. If you have to charge the gun up there, if it runs empty, you just do the same process and then actuate the slide stop or rack the gun or something in the middle of there. The process is not that complicated. Now, I want to give you some ideas for how to do the process better, though, of course. So let's start. Instead of starting focus on what the gun is doing, let's focus on the magazines because I think it's an easier way of looking at it. So first, I want to grab the magazine like this. I want to grab it consistently, again, like something like this, base pad in the palm of my hand, finger laying across the front of it. Like this is a nice thing to be able to do. I need to have equipment that supports that. A magazine pouch this style, you see I have an easy time. Grab the magazine and it comes out into my hand that way that I'm talking about. Like pretty easy to do that. The magazine pouch isn't really in my way. Now, if I have a full coverage nylon pouch with a flap over it, you're going to have a real difficult time doing what I'm talking about. If you have a pouch that has lots of retention and it grabs the magazine up to here and you're like pulling it out of there with your fingertips like this, it's going to be really difficult to do what I'm talking about. Now, you don't need, you know, a plastic race pouch like this. I prefer bullets out much of the time, but you don't need that either. But what is helpful is having a mag pouch that makes it easy to get that consistent grip and grab on the magazine. So I guess don't have gear that you're fighting, especially if you're learning this. Uh, that would be my advice. All right, then what I think you should do is don't consider your gun hand, your gun side at all, but just grab the magazine off your belt and throw it up in front of you here. And you can see my arm's at a straight angle. This feels very natural and comfortable for me. I'm not like bending my arms to try to stick the magazine in the gun. No, just grab the magazine, throw it up in front of you here. You can see I'm not considering what my gun hand would be doing. I'm just considering the magazine itself. Now, what I would recommend you do, again, grab it, throw it up in front of you like this. Okay, now I should train to make the gun agree with this natural angle. So again, instead of like the conventional thing is guys might have an idea like, oh, don't move the gun that much. So punch the magazine release and keep the gun up high. Like I would say, don't do that. Again, like make the gun agree with that natural angle where I pull it up in front of my body. It's comfortable. It's pretty close. The magazine's pretty close to my body here. It's where it's very comfortable. And I'm going to train to make the gun agree with this, right? Gun agree with this angle. Okay. The other thing here is like this. This is going to kind of discard things like looking inside the magazine well. Like I used to think that was a good idea. Like I don't do that anymore. Like if I have the gun match this natural angle, I cannot see inside the magazine well. I can't see it. I can see the angle of the gun. I can see the mag's going to go in there and everything, but I can't actually see the lip of the mag well. I don't really think that's important anymore. Right? So I hope this is making sense. Like again, throw magazine up in front of you. Now I want gun to agree with this angle. So like the one question you had in here, like is drawing the gun closer as the mag is falling, is indexing your dominant elbow to your ribs. Like, no, I'm not indexing the gun off my ribs. Again, I'm just training to make it naturally meet this angle. Now I can't index off my ribs because consider what's going to be happening. Like you might be moving, from one spot to another, or changing positions, like going from one window to another, something like that. Um, that if you're like training yourself to like stick the gun in, or stick your elbow into your ribs at a particular spot, that it's going to make it difficult to do this when you're moving around. So it's like I would just like let go of those kind of ideas. And again, very simply, grab magazine, throw it in front of you. It's like, okay, this is the angle I want the gun to meet. Okay. Then the other thing I would do is like make sure, and you could check it on camera, that you're minimizing noise with your dominant hand side. So you'll see guys like punch the mag release, flip the mag, turn the gun this way, and then the magazine comes up, and then they're pushing the gun down onto the magazine in addition to the magazine up into the gun, and that kind of thing. They just do a lot of extra stuff. What I would advocate and what I strive to do, I don't always do it, but I try to, it'll be punch the magazine release, keep the gun vertical until the magazine comes out of it. Okay. Then turn the gun to meet the natural angle of the incoming mag. Look incoming mag in, reestablish grip, and come back out on target if you have more shooting to do. But I'm trying to minimize the noise, right? Ideally my gun hand will move like this much. It'll be like, there won't be much to it. It'll look like my right hand. It's like it barely does anything. And that's what I want. I want to minimize that extra motion. And when you see people doing extra shit, with the right hand, it'll be like extra, like flip mag to the side, then do this. Like it'll be a lot of extra stuff. And when they're bringing the magazine up on the magazine hand, it'll be like, pull it up, inconsistent grip, change like contorted wrist angle to try to like look it in there, that kind of thing. I would just try to minimize all of that extra movement. At close range, shot to shot, this is achievable to do to get hits on target in under a second. So shot, reload, shot. Again, the split between shots under a second is doable with most guns, in my opinion, as long as you practice a lot and your equipment setup is advantageous. Again, if you've got like retention devices on the magazine pouches and stuff like that, I don't think you're going to be able to hit those numbers, but it does give you an idea of what's possible with a lot of practice. Anyway, I hope you find it helpful. If you guys have any questions or comments, put it down below.